Hey, welcome to my video. This is for the 2nd of February 2021. Got the title right. This is where I put out the daily content to help support, guide and inspire those who want to be, need to be supported, guided and inspired. It is general, so take what resonates. It's where I combine the energy work that I do and the tarot work that I do to give you a narrative for the energies of the day and how to reach your highest potentials, how to navigate your way through those energies, recognizing the energies within you, within others and around you. So for the 2nd of February 2021, let's get straight into it. So we've got the Empress card, and I mentioned this for yesterday, and this is a major arcana, the beautiful divine feminine energy, reminding us that we create our reality through our thoughts, our words and our deeds. Now, these words can seem really used often, overused, but the deep meaning of this, to know that through the matrix is in your mind. And this is why they harness the fears and the limitations that this controlled, hijacked matrix that we are living in right now. The few have learned how to harness the minds of the many via the various limitations, oppressions, abuses, and labels, divides. And this is where we really truly have to understand the depth of this Empress energy, in the fact that the matrix is in each and every one of our minds. We build it, we create it immediately through our thoughts, and then we take action through our words, putting them out there into the ether, to put those codes together, to build the buildings, build the job, build the business, build the relationship, or indeed limit them, break them down, lose out. So we have to choose to be our own makers. We have to choose to know ourselves so well that we can really be truthful with ourselves and have the capacity to prove to ourselves that we are capable and that we are intelligent enough, balanced enough, whole enough to actually reclaim the innate abilities that we have of manifestation in the immediate. But imagine when you look at the collective, imagine when you see all of these wounds, all of these divides, all of these psyops working so well on so many minds. Imagine giving those minds the capacity to immediately manifest. So right now, those who are aware and those who are awake of self, this is where it is a bit harder. We have to manifest in the way that is natural to us, but in a density that is not natural to us, because we've risen above the consciousness of limitation, the 3D consciousness of fear, the 3D consciousness of being triggered via the external. And so to understand this is really deep today. So make sure you take divinity and sovereignty over your thoughts, over your words, and then your deeds. Make sure they matter. Make sure you keep it in mind that you are creating, you are creators, you are gods and goddesses. And through your innate abilities, you manifest the realities that we put before ourselves and leave for our children to live through. We cannot be leaving debt that we have been leaving debt after generation after generation after generation for children. In the now is us to pick up on. We do not want to make life harder for the fruits, our children. And so it is important that we really stand in our divinity and sovereignty today and really understand the capacity of self through knowing thyself. So this is where it is very deep, and it's words that have been said over and over again, but it's as if today for a lot of you, it hits you like a beautiful bolt of divine feminine plasma, in that you really get it. You really think, oh, now I see. And those thoughts and those words and those deeds are directed with intent and intensity. The intense, creative, sensual, passionate side of the divine feminine in each and every one of us. The ones that do not see limitations in self, that aren't afraid to look at self where there are wounds, where there are limitations, and fix that. And in the meantime, while fixing that, hold your thoughts, hold your words. not to put them out there to damage, that our words are put out there to uplift, to add to, rather than subtract from. So the Lovers card comes up after that, another major arcana, the number 6. So 3 and 3 making 6, you know, we're doubling up on that, everything that I've just said about the Empress card. And so this is the decision, this is the major decision, this is the Lovers card is speaking of major decisions being made in your life. This is where it can reflect on relationships. It can reflect just on self, on direction, on taking up a certain contract. But this is something somewhat contractual, whether it's in the spiritual realm, whether it's in the love realm, whether it's in the business, physical realm. It is a contract. You see here the divine feminine, divine masculine figures. And they are being bound together. They are balanced out. Decisions are being made. Enlightenment is coming, and that arrow in that Cupid at the top is being shot, and that is the arrow of whatever decision you make today. But know that it is major, and know that it will turn your life in a different direction. So make sure you're making the decision with wisdom, with intent, and with knowledge as to where you want this to go to, how you want this to look on the other side of this decision. Because whatever it is that you're making today, it is going to be impactful to your life, to your relationships, to your business, however it refers to you or resonates with you. And so to clarify this card, we have the Queen, Mother of Swords in this deck. And so you can see how powerful this is. This Queen of Swords energy is very cutthroat, but in a good way. It's not that she's not compassionate, it is that she is truthful to a fault, that she is very clear of mind, and can often seem a little bit set back, a little bit reserved from wanting to be within a group or within the collective. And this is good. This is a good energy to have, to make clear cut decisions, regardless of the impact on others, to make this decision for you from a place of intelligence, from a place of wisdom. The Queen of Swords has been through a lot, you know, their thoughts, their words, their swords, their deeds. And so this is where she has learned through those difficult energies, through those difficult experiences, to really weigh things up, to really give things time to mull over without being distracted by too many energies around her. And so this is maybe a necessary energy for some of you today, making this decision, whatever this decision is. And so this is where, you know, others might not like this, others might not take to this energy quite so well. Well, tough titty. You know, this is where you need to be quite ruthless in your decision making, not in a nasty way, but just in a way of, this is your direction, this is your life, and this is going to be hugely impactful on your life. So you need this time, you need this space to be divine and have that room to think and really direct your intent, really direct your words, and therefore your deeds. A very mature energy, very seductive energy. And with that Lovers card, this is where, you know, you might have a breakthrough with somebody who, it's a Gemini, and so is the Lovers card. So it might be that it's a Gemini energy, or maybe Aquarius, maybe a Libra, but I don't get that very much. And so this is where there might be a relationship blossoming with somebody who's been quite reserved and quite standoffish up until now. And it's just that they've been burnt before. They know what signs they want to look out for, and they want to feel their way. They want to think their way through situations before jumping in too strong. And so where we've got the Fool card, another major arcana, but it's in reverse. And so this is speaking of being reluctant to take that jump, being reluctant out of fear maybe of the huge impact that this decision that you're making will have on your life, and being fearful of the journey thereafter. We need this Fool card in the upright. This is where, yes, there will be trials, there will be things that you need to fight through, there will be obstacles, but also there will be bliss, there will be experience and interest and growth and expansion. And this is where we need to let go of this fear more so. This is where we need to know that this is life goes on and life changes, and not to be afraid of change. One of the big psyops of the collective stage is that to have us so frightened of change, and to have us so stereotypical of mind of how life should look, how relationships should look, how businesses should be run. And so this is where we need to let go of that fear, and it's another part of the construct that we need to release. And so this reluctance to go on this next journey, if you don't make the decisions for yourself today, somebody else or something else will. And so you need to be really in the knowing of that, because you don't want somebody else, if you're feeling like you're a divine person and you've done the growth to be divine and sovereign, you do not want others to be making those major decisions that impact your life. You have to be brave enough to know that you are strong enough, that you are your creator. And yes, we co-create with each other, but we do that through creating the best self that we can possibly create, and having those experiences with that involve just us and therefore involve others along the way. But things change, and not to be afraid of change. We've got the Two of Swords to clarify this Fool card. And this is where, again, you can see the reflection of the divine feminine, divine masculine within, and also a great deal in relationships today, where the two are coming together, which would make firm foundations. If you're coming together whole, if you're coming together from a balanced place in your divinities. The Two of Swords is looking at both directions and being in a bit of a stalemate, being in a bit of a stillness. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, because with this energy of the divine feminine Queen of Swords, maybe it's just that you need to take your time today to mull over those decisions, make the intent for them, but give yourself some time to feel the direction, because again, this is coming from a balance point. If you look where they're crossing swords, there is a balance point in the middle. And then yes, the two ways of thought, the weighing up of both directions, the swords are going in different directions. Maybe the divine masculine within you is wanting to go one way, and the divine feminine in you is wanting to go the other. So it's to find that balance point within self. Also within relationships outside of self, whether it is business, whether it is love, it is again, there are two directions to go in, and the different divinities within the two people or more are wanting to go in different directions. If you're having meetings today regarding business or discussions regarding relationship, you might find that you come to a bit of a stillness, a bit of a stalemate, and there's a bit of a ego there to want to win your way, win your direction. This is a bit of a psyops in itself, by self, because there is a balance point somewhere. Now that balance point might be that to not be afraid of change and to go in your own direction with your own divinities. So still balanced, but you know, it might not look the way that you expected it to look, or maybe lusted for it to look. And so this is where we, the key is to go in whatever direction from a balanced place, and to not go in someone else's direction due to fear or due to coercion or pressure. And so this is where we really do stand in our divinity and in our strength. Now, the next card is the World card. So we've got 3 major arcanas, well, 4 if you count the bottom of the decks. Yeah, 4 so far. So we've got the World card, and this is where you've got all of the options. You're building your world, you're creating your world through your thoughts, your words, your deeds, and your decisions are your deeds, the directions that you want to go in. It's to let go of the conformity and what is seen as the norm, and really think big here, that we can create so much. We can have free energy. We can dance under the moonlight together without fear of being called witches or being into witchcraft. We can swim in our spirituality together without the ego of wanting to put a label on it and having separatism to it. This is where we need to think bigger of how we want to create our world, and we can only do that through each individual self, and then come together as a collective, but ultimately giving people the freedom to expand in their own world. Maybe you are part of the relationship that's wanting to cling on to the norm, and it is you that is trying to persuade somebody to keep the world the way that it looks right now. And again, this is out of fear of change. And so this is where for you, it would be for you to release this and think bigger for yourself, to think that this world could be everything you want it to be and more. And actually you can attract in somebody who loves that kind of world too, and can add and bring their own part of their own world to yours, where it is two wholes coming together as one, which again would be the balance point. But it is all to let go of fear of change today, for sure. And so we've got the Four of Swords in reverse to clarify this World card. And so this is where there's a lack of connectedness to self today, and to make major decisions, it is to do it from a place of connection to self, because that is where your balance point will be. You can see here, yes, it's in the reverse, but the crossing of the swords, you can see that balance point in the middle. And we reach this through staying connected with self, taking time out to meditate. It might seem counterproductive if you have people around you pressuring you for insight or pressuring you to make a certain decision one way or the other. But this is where you reflect in to create the outcome that you want for your world. Take time out to breathe today, to meditate today, to connect with self, and you will get the answers. You will see the direction that you are being pulled to go towards, or being pulled to go into. And that will release a lot of the fear also regarding the situation, depending on what it is for you. So we've got it's called the Acolyte of Wands, but it's the Knight of Wands basically. And so this Knight of Wands is passionate and driven. You can see his horse rearing up there, and it's very comfortable. This is a people person, but rushes in, makes an impact, and often rushes out of life. So this is where you can take real insight from the message that this energy has today for you, whoever it is that comes into your life that resonates with this energy and exudes this energy. But again, the reminder to not make the decision that you're making on this Knight of Wands, because as I said, it comes in to deliver the message, to enjoy what it wants to enjoy, and then it leaves. And so this is where it's another lesson, if you haven't already learned this lesson from this kind of energy, to always make those decisions for yourself, for your own world, and the right people will want to dwell in your own world, in your own space, and the other people will drift away or fall away, or indeed be pushed out. So this is where you can take note of whatever message this Knight is bringing forward, but certainly don't base your decisions or directions on it. You know, fickle seems like an awful word, but it's not. It's just that this Knight is full of passion and full of fun, and I don't get the energy of it wanting to settle down anywhere right now. It's on the go, busy, 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 wanting to expand and experience as much as it can. So whoever this is, whether it's you or whether it's an energy within your life, enjoy it, yes, but do not put labels on it yet, or limitations on it yet, or base your major decisions as to which direction you want to go on this energy as of yet. And so that is the reading for the 2nd of February 2021. I hope it helps you navigate your day to your highest potential. If you want a personal reading with me, or any energy work, or any spiritual coaching, you can get in touch with me at truedivinemedia@gmail.com, or you can hit me up at truedivine44 on Facebook Messenger. I appreciate and love you all. Please like, please share, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. You know, I love your comments, and I love reading them and replying to them. We have great dialogue there, and I enjoy you all so, so much. Much love. Stay balanced and stay whole. Mwah.